Internet. This is a pretty historic day for us at Clearbanc and us at Wednesday One Thing. Traditionally, we jump into a Zoom call and we have a 10-minute time frame so that we can get these videos up on LinkedIn. But today, for the first time ever, we are presenting Wednesday One Thing live on the internet. If you're familiar with us, I'm Maury. I'm joined with my co-host Hamza, who works with me at Clearbanc, and we have a very special guest, our resident Generation Z, Johnny, who is our marketing co-op, and we have a really exciting topic that we want to share with you today. So let's just jump right into it. It's going to be a very free-flowing conversation, and if you have any comments or you want to interact with us, I'm told we have a comment section, so leave us a comment if you want to also ask us some questions. But the topic today is sort of an evolution of what we've discussed in the past. And it's all about TikTok and their push towards e-commerce supremacy. So for anyone who doesn't know what TikTok is, it is probably one of the most important social platforms out there today. You can shoot 6 to 30 second to a minute clips. It's mostly people dancing to memes. That's pretty much the gist. But right now with e-commerce, they're doing a really interesting push because there's so many people creating content and having a lot of attention on them that their push into e-commerce has been very much anticipated. So just yesterday, it appeared on their creator platform that creators could start putting anchor links on their profile. And what that means is if you're in the creator community, you can sort of get approved to start becoming an affiliate marketer for brands. And in the creator space, if you're approved with this tag, brands can now approach you and ask, hey, do you want to put this link in your bio, and pretty much make a shoppable link right from your video. The implications here are, we've discussed in the past that essentially anyone can be a creator now. So whether you have a following of 200 people, or if, Johnny, correct me if I'm wrong, if you're a Charlie D'Amelio and you have 10 million viewers, anyone can get in on this as long as you're creating good content that brands want to work with you with. So first, I want to turn to Johnny, again, resident Gen Z here. Like, in terms of TikTok, what's the power of shoppable links within video? Is this something that's going to stick, and is this something that people even want?
I think that the future is going to get there, right? Instagram has already pushed something similar with their shop and have been doing the in picture or in feed picture shoppable links for some time now, and it's a matter of time until we get there. And TikTok's just trying to hop onto this trend while it's early. I think no doubt in 3 years from now that more people are going to be shopping online and shopping through these channels. So I think TikTok is competing for their longevity, right? When you think about TikTok, the only thing that they really offer are short length videos. And that's the same thing with Instagram. Instagram has the same thing, but what makes them different is that TikTok is really, you can really get famous off of TikTok very quickly. And if they're pushing this service now for businesses to get on board, right? They're prolonging how long they have until, let's say they bust, because there's not much value other than 6-second videos. So they're just adding on to their value add in comparison to, let's say, something like Instagram. So the future is coming, and it's going to be a lot to do with shoppable links. So it's really interesting.
So Hamza, I know you're not on TikTok a lot. Also, I could be wrong. This is just from our last time we spoke. Has that changed since we last spoke? Have you actually gotten to play around more with the platform? Are you more familiar with the space these days?
So no, that hasn't changed in that I'm still not on TikTok. It's increasingly likely that I might never be on TikTok, just by virtue of how much time has already passed. But what I really find interesting about TikTok, right, is that it really took what Snapchat was kind of known for, which was like these short, like 9-10 second videos, but it switched them up by giving creators a platform to create. Literally, it's creative content that Snapchat is known for. Not just sending small video clips of yourself and your friends to people. I think that's maybe what's allowed the TikTok influencers. That's what TikTok's known for, and that's what allowed the TikTok influencers to really gather the sort of followings that they do. And I think when you have the sort of followings, when you've built the sort of personal brand in an e-commerce business or an extension of that brand into, say, something like a direct consumer product or well, consulting or anything really, I think that sort of monetization is kind of inevitable. Especially if you're catering to 10 million people on your feed. On a podcast yesterday, I found out that Manchester United, the football club, is hinging a huge percentage of its expected transfer budget on its success on TikTok platforms, because they want to hit a certain goal with their TikTok account, and that's going to generate a certain amount of revenue and so on and so forth. So, if it's an increasing part of the strategy of major corporations, just think about the people who are by TikTok standards, a corporation, and I guess these would be people like Charlie D'Amelio and Addison Rae, and just to name a few. I'm sure there are several like those out there. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what the affiliate platform and what the monetization space that TikTok offers brings to these influencers, because ultimately it's just one more avenue through which people can pursue entrepreneurship, and that's a good thing.
Well, what's really cool is not only is this a way that influencers, and look, Johnny has a really great TikTok page. He could essentially use this himself. Like if he signs up, and actually that'd be a really interesting test. Like Johnny, you should go sign up and see if you can start shucking things from online brands. But what's really cool about this platform is not just the e-commerce capability, but the fact that this is now a marketplace for TikTok. And just when I think about the influencer marketplace industry, like two companies come to mind: #paid, Trend. These are companies that help people, help brands connect with influencers, and TikTok making this native within their brand certainly is a boost to all creators that want just more exposure. And as I said, like anyone can really be an influencer. And what's really cool here, and I think what Trend would agree with, is that this can lead to the rise of micro influencers, because hey, if you have a really engaged audience of 200 people, it's probably sometimes more valuable than just 1,000 tacit connections. But I also want to just flip it back over to Johnny again, a netizen. He is of the internet. The big thing used to be on Instagram, just like link in bio. You still can't put links really in Instagram, so you have to go to like Linktree or something. When you shop on Instagram, have you shopped more through the Instagram shop feature, or are you usually going to one of those link in bios? The reason I ask is this solution for TikTok seems to be the cleanest approach to just full-on shopping. So I want to know how you've been shopping on Instagram, if you have.
I mean, personally, I've never shopped on Instagram. I'm just not that type of person. But I do scroll through. I think if anything, I like look through like different products, and like occasionally I'll look through the product page and I'll scroll, see if there's anything nice, and then eventually go to their go to their Instagram page and then go to the link in their bio, which is typically their website or their Linktree or something like that. Those are the typical ways. So it's really interesting how TikTok is really approaching this, because the average TikTok is pretty short. It's like 6 to 9 seconds, right? So how much the question I'd ask is, how much can you capture in that amount of time, right? How are the leads going to be, right, if they have such a short time to capture? So I'm really interested to see how this works. But through Instagram, I think it's more so I'm browsing. I think that's the majority, and the majority of my friends as well. They're just browsing around through the app.
So we have again, a historic moment. We have our first comment that I can see on LinkedIn, and the user says that shoppable vids have been around for 5+ years. They've just never been monetized in a seamless, quick checkout sort of way. And actually, just to your point, Johnny, the fact that the videos are so short, I think that really just plays on your instinct to quickly buy. And just as this user said, that we were noticing with Instagram, it's more of an overhaul to click the link, go to the site. Here, I imagine if you can just click the link, actually here it seems like you still have to click a link, will redirect you. But if they can nail down this one-click checkout in app, wow, I think that's going to provide just immeasurable amounts of lift for that experience. The last thing I wanted to touch on, and I'm going to push this over to Hamza to discuss, is that with this marketplace of influencers that TikTok is now creating, it really exemplifies what Shopify has really been working on. So in October, a more formal partnership between TikTok and Shopify was emerging. The details of that were not very clear. I really didn't understand it at the time, but it looks like now it's becoming a little bit more clear. And I'm just going to call out an article from omr.com, and it's all about the Shopify affiliate network that it appears that they're building. And lo and behold, the people they're launching with is TikTok. So what this means in terms of this affiliate network is that Shopify doesn't have an Amazon product, like a marketplace for brands intentionally. I think that's an intentional move by them. They don't want to dilute individual brands, but certainly creating an affiliate marketplace to help drive more traffic sort of moves them in that direction where you can drive a lot of traffic and really to the benefit of the brand. So Hamza, in terms of like everything Shopify versus Amazon, and is this a big win for Shopify creating this affiliate network? Love your thoughts on what the strategy is here. I'm not sure if you've read the article, but that's really what it is on the tin. It's them creating an affiliate marketplace through some of their backend integrations with TikTok. You can now post up, again, through this marketplace, you can post up your link, and that will help drive people to individual Shopify stores.
Yeah, great question, Maury. I think ultimately what we're aiming for, and by we I mean we as the people are aiming for, is really just cross-platform integration to the point where we can diversify our channels and our options for pretty much anything, and that includes things like customer acquisition. End of the day, like if we're just going to assume that the tried and tested formula for acquiring customers, through digital ads or for if you're a direct-to-consumer company is going to be the same forever, then it sounds like Blockbuster versus Netflix. And so it's a lot more likely that we're going to see much more creative ways of customer acquisition. And if that includes affiliate marketing, then that's probably the way we're going to go. That's already very popular on Instagram, but something we've been speaking about it at length today, and something Johnny's brought up several times as well, is the engagement levels on TikTok. As a platform, TikTok is just so much more different to what Instagram is, or how those platforms are used is very different to each other. And so I think brands, Shopify brands in particular, that which are the companies that have spent the most time building out their personal brands and building out those kind of relationships directly with their consumers, are going to be the companies that will look to take advantage of a platform like TikTok, or not just TikTok. I mean, any creative content platform where people can go out and build their own personal brands and attract a following and assert influence. A marketplace like that will always be in demand by brands that can match their brand identity with an influencers and see where their market lies. So yeah, I think wholly exciting times, and I think the way we acquire customers is changing, and it's changing super fast, and it's changing for the better because it's opening up more options and more avenues.
Got it. I will say the report that OMR put out, they reached out to Shopify for comment on this, and they declined to say anything. So this is just all speculation, but this is just what it seems to be, and that's just what we're reporting. Lastly, just want to turn back to Johnny. You mentioned Snapchat earlier as competitors with TikTok in the space. How do you view Snapchat in this space going up against TikTok? Like, do they have any claim to be winners here? Like, how do they stand out? I know they are also making a push for their e-commerce business. What kind of value prop does Snapchat offer e-commerce brands right now?
Honestly, I really don't think much. Like, in comparison to Reels or TikTok, I think they're the lowest on the totem pole, right? They're spending millions each day to get content creators to make content for them. But what I've seen recently a lot is that they're pushing for a lot of advertising, right? I've been getting pushed ads for $5 a day on ads. And in comparison to TikTok and Instagram, I really do think they're behind, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't think many people are going to Snapchat for those type of TikTok related content, right? I think they're going for either, messaging their friends or even checking the news. And I really do think that Snapchat's riding this trend, and it's not going to be a very successful one.
Well, the only pushback I would have on you there is what I've noticed with Snapchat is a huge push into really innovative products. So one that also they've been pushing really hard is their augmented reality capabilities. So if you think about it, like what Snapchat has always been really exceptional at are their lenses, and those have been really really interesting points where people will share their lens with their friends. I know just a few months ago, like I was Snapchatting everyone I knew the anime filter lens, and I think with AR, what they've really been able to monopolize on, and I think what their path is moving forward, is that being able to show products in your space. It's not something that is foreign to a lot of companies, but if you think about it, like if you have a physical product and you want to be able to see what it will look like in your house, you'd be able to sort of point your Snapchat lens, see what this chair would look like, see what this plant would look like. One really interesting thing, and I think Instagram sort of co-opted this with this physical products. When the PS5 came out, someone created a PS5 box lens, and you could put a PS5 really anywhere in your house, and everyone thought it was real. Like everyone who I sent that over to thought it was real. So I think that's Snapchat's opportunity, and I'll just throw it back for last words on this, Johnny, before we do wrap up.
I think they do have something there when it comes to like you said, like filters. They do it really, really well. Better, pretty much, I would say better than Instagram too. And that's another form of monetization I think they're working on, and it's gonna continuously get better. So I'm excited to see where they can bring that into advertising and monetizing that even more. So it's really interesting. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Johnny, thank you so much for coming. Hamza, you're the best co-host as always. This was historic, our first live Wednesday One Thing. Please join in next week, as there's always news coming up in the e-commerce space, and we will see you then. Cheers, guys.
Take care.